The Daily Dig audio check. Shake and roll. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Daily Dig, Diggerland's educational series where we talk all about construction equipment every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1:30 p.m. right here on Facebook Live. As always, if you have any questions during the broadcast, feel free to comment below and we'll do our best to answer them during the broadcast. Or if you just want to shout out to let us know you're watching, say hi, we'll be sure to do our best to say hi back. If we miss any of your questions, we'll be happy to answer them after the broadcast is over. But like always, we'll do our best to answer them during the broadcast. So today, we are talking about rollers. You can see we have this roller driving around right now. This is what's known as a double drum roller. Why is it called that? Well, you may notice there are actually a front roller and a back roller. Those are called drums. And the reason it's a double drum is that's right, there's two of them. If there's only one, it'd be a single drum roller. Now you can see our operators driving around the course right now. This is very similar to, if you watched our dumper truck series, the dumper trucks, where he has an articulated bearing, where it actually pivots in the center. So wherever he points the front of his vehicle, he's gonna follow. So, let's go take a look a little bit closer at a roller. So if you guys come with me, we have one already over here to take a look. Okay, so this particular roller is made by Wacker Neuson, and its model is the RD12. Now here are these drums I was talking about. These double drums are great for flattening items or for spreading asphalt. Primarily these are used, if you look below me where my feet are, you see the asphalt course here. These are used when you lay down asphalt to make it nice and flat. When asphalt comes off a truck, sometimes it's a little rocky, it's not so smooth. This will smooth it out and flatten it out. Now how does this work? Well, there's a lot of features. For one, we could fill this whole tank up with water right here. When the water goes into the drums and into the course here, it'll really help cool the asphalt as we flatten it out. You'll see steam coming off of it. That's why if you ever see these on the side of the road working, you see a lot of steam. Now you'll hear people call these steam rollers, but in fact, the steam is what's making the asphalt nice and smooth and making sure that the material doesn't stick to the drums as it's going around. A steam roller historically would have had a steam engine to it that actually used a propulsion system, but we still use steam in order to keep our drums nice and clean and to make sure nothing sticks to it, as well as curing the material. Now, you might also notice right here, there's a little lip. That will also take off any kind of material that's sticking to the drum of the roller. Alright, so we have our first question. Anthony wants to know how fast a roller can go. Now, rollers are made to be a workhorse and to get a job done. They're not made for speed. These here, they're going about 5 miles per hour. Some can go a little bit faster. They can make it up to 8, 9, 10 miles per hour. We're going to take a look at a bigger roller in a little bit that can go a little bit faster that we'd use all over a construction site. But these ones right here are primarily used for flattening surface materials such as asphalt, maybe some stone, and some other materials. Now, we have our steering wheel right here, which is how the operator controls the vehicle. And these vehicles are really interesting. They can go forward and backwards. Unlike your car at home that your parents might be driving, where they have a gas pedal and a brake pedal in order to make themselves go forward and backwards, we actually have a joystick right here. You push the joystick forward, you're going forward. You push the joystick backwards, you're going backwards. You keep it right in the middle, you're stopped right where you're at. You may notice there's also a button right here. On almost every roller, that turns on the vibration unit. Yes, these things shake. It's so great for flattening the ground or whatever your material is while the vehicle's shaking and vibrating. Now, we also have our engine here. Yeah, this is a gasoline engine. They also make a diesel version. And this engine's what's powering the whole thing. You see we have some of our electronics. We have our battery for starting and for our lights and some of the accessories, plus our hydraulic hoses. As we've seen on all the equipment here, hydraulic is the power that makes everything move. So that's what it looks like on these rollers here. And these, like I said, are great for putting down asphalt. Now, these particular rollers, they're a ride here at Diggerland, and they go around this course over and over and over again. Now, when we first had this asphalt, much like your driveway or street you might see, it was real rocky. But if you take a look now, it's smooth. It almost looks like glass or ice because the rollers have ran over them so much and smooth and flattened out this asphalt that this is actually the smoothest material in all Diggerland right now because of the repetitiveness of the vehicle driving over and over. But let's see some of the challenges a roller can do. We're going to take Andrew through a course, and we're going to take him and have him drive through. So go ahead and start the vehicle. All right, so he's going to come through here. Looks like we might have another question. So as we back up, we're going to put him through an obstacle course. Let's see what this question is. Okay, Oliver wants to know, do these rollers have a hitch on the back? Great question, Oliver. These particular rollers, no, they do not have a hitch. Traditionally, rollers are not made for dragging anything, but yes, they can be modified. They can get a special bumper. If you have a special application, you have to bring an air compressor or a water tank. There are some construction sites that may put a hitch on a roller, but traditionally, rollers are not made for transporting material. So I've set up a fun little course here for our operator. We have some cones. He's going to do what's called serpentine his way through the cones. He's going to go left side, right side, left side, right side. Let's see if he can do this without knocking over or running over a cone. I'd like to give a quick shout out to my wife who's watching with me and probably my son at home. So here we go. Through the... looks like he's running into a little trouble already. Oh, back it up. Watch the fence, Andrew. So maybe we'll do every other cone. Made the course a little tricky for him. So we're going to take out half the cones for him, see if we can handle it that way. Alright, so now that we've taken out half of the cones, we can see he has a much better navigation. Watch how that pivots in the center. Watch how it moves on the bearing here. We got one more cone. Can he make it without crashing into our fence, our bench, or anything else? Alright, he did it! Alright, so I have another question. Lucas wants to know how much these rollers weigh. Great question, Lucas. Now, one of the best things about equipment is it all comes with data plates. Off the top of my head, I don't know how much this weighs, but I can go look at the data plate, and I'm going to go read it and see what it says. So right here, I have my information. I have my serial number. This weighs 2,491 pounds. Thanks for the question. All right, so we saw our operator serpentine his way through the cones, come really close to the fence and make us real nervous. But now I have a challenge I know he can do. Look at those drums. You guys want to see him crush some stuff? I sure do. So we have a few things set up for him, a few cans, a bottle, and a big jar at the end. So do you think you're ready that you could actually run some things over? You're actually supposed to crash into something this time.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Let's see him run some things over. All right, so we have a bunch of cans here that are filled with water. They actually don't have seltzer. We are recycling these cans. They've already been drank by the operator, and now we've filled them. So let's watch this first can as he approaches. Right in the number one of the hopscotch. Can he get it? Boom! There it is. That thing exploded. Did you see that? All right, we got the next can coming up. There we go. All right, here we go. The last can. Now let's see what happens when he runs over a bottle. A big explosion. And not to be outdone, we got one last major bottle right here. Let's see what happens when he runs over this big bottle. Looks like that bottle's too big to get over. So as you can see, that bottle he wasn't able to run over. Why is that? That's because the drums are made to be close to the ground and really push the material forward and flatten it out. We saw with the small cans and bottles, he's overrunning them right over. But this big bottle, if that was asphalt right now, he'd be physically pushing it forward with the roller to flatten it out. Let's go take a look at the destruction real quick and see how flat these cans and bottles got. Look at that, like a pancake. That bottle is toast. And every one of these cans are super flat. Okay, did we have another question? All right, 1 second, let me just take a look at this question here. All right, the question is, how long is this roller? Well, the roller, I have to go to the data plate to get the exact measurement, but it's about 6 feet long. But come with me, we're gonna take a look at a different kind of roller. Now this roller, as we saw, was great for running over asphalt and stone, but not so great for this big bottle. But we can fix that because we have a giant roller over here. Now this big roller, this is used for all different kinds of construction applications. Yes, it could be used on asphalt like we just saw, but here at Diggerland, we're using this single drum roller. You see there's tires in the back instead of another drum. We're using this to smooth out our dirt. This way on all of our courses, things are nice and smooth. You could take a look at this course here where we did our backhoe video. You could see it's a little crooked. And I could drive on all kinds of material. First I'm going to drive on this stone, and then I'm going to head right over to the dirt. Now, bigger equipment requires certain kind of safety precautions. So, because this is loud, I gotta put in my earplugs to protect my ears. This is called personal protective equipment. You've probably heard a lot about it in the past couple weeks. I also have my goggles to make sure that no dirt's gonna fly into my eyes. As always, I want to nice and smooth behind me. But the real challenge is, will this big roller with my single drum here be enough to crush this bottle and explode this bottle, much like we saw the cans and bottles before? We're not sure. We haven't practiced yet, so let's watch and find out. I really hope this explodes, but if not, it'll just be pushed forward. So let's see. I should have warned you guys watching at home, the first few rows might get a little wet. So we thank you for joining us on this edition of the Daily Dig. That's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let me see if we have any more questions in the meantime. Nope, looks like we're good on questions. So be sure to join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1:30 p.m. right here on Facebook Live for the Daily Dig. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day, everyone.